So I'm going to bring Jill Danello up, and Chris is going to join me also. We're just going to spend a few minutes wrapping it up and what we learned from today. So if everybody in the chat could either just put in like what was the most inspirational, what was the aha moment, what speaker was your favorite or topic, that would be great. So we can just get the chat going. And then I'm going to give a couple of announcements, and then Jill and Chris are also going to share what they found interesting today. So go ahead and start filling the chat with your aha and what you were excited about and what was new, and we'll go from there. So just a couple of announcements. Number one, start thinking about 2023. And a survey will be going out after the end of the conference, which we still have one more incredible day to go. And so we'll be saying that out and start thinking about, do we want to have virtual in person, virtual in person? You know, what topics do you want, format? So we want to capture that right away. Also, there's many exciting conferences coming up. There's the Zero Waste International Alliance Conference next week in Costa Rica. It is virtual and in person. I put the chat in there. NZWC is having our 30th anniversary in Washington, D.C., our Greenbelt event in September. So also, if any of you guys have events, just pop them in. True has ongoing webinars and workshops. So please get on our True list along with Zero Waste USA. So lots of exciting things happening. So with that, Jill, I'll start with you. What were some of the highlights for you today, the lessons learned, what got you excited?
Yeah, I would say, you know, one of the main things is just how great it is to bring so many people together, and how much we all can learn when we put our minds together. And I just want to thank all of the speakers for sharing their expertise, and all the participants who actively participated in the chat, asking questions, sharing resources, kind of testing some of the messages that were there, and having open debate. So yeah, just I think my question for the group is, where between conferences, where are people meeting? How are people meeting? And how can we keep the conversations going throughout the year? The other thing I wanted to share, you know, we did have a document that kind of recapped some of the baseline lessons for zero waste businesses. So I'm going to share that in the chat now as well. I wanted to have a shout out to Nicole Hernandez, who put this document together for us. She's out there in the audience somewhere today.
Great, thanks so much. Yes, and we put this document together because we want to just get the 101 and the basics. So we're not rehashing some of the first steps that we need to do, and some of the decisions, I wouldn't say decisions, but the methods that we move forward on. Like, you know, you need to put all your bins together. And you need to have a very small trash can, and you need to reduce and reuse first. So this is a very exciting document. Please let Jill know what you think, and we can add to that. So Chris, what are your highlights and lessons learned?
Well, I was pretty inspired. I put it in the chat that, you know, we really need to help people understand without expecting them to become experts. And I think that's a great place to start. If they end up being experts, then, you know, great. That would be wonderful to add more people to the mix that are really committed to making this happen and bringing their skill sets. But basically, how important education is everywhere, every sector, all ages, young people, as early as possible. I mean, it should be ongoing curriculum every year, you know, K through 12. The other thing is that, I mean, I'm big on reduce, but the more time I spent in these sessions and hearing both the plenaries and the breakouts, it became data. So, you know, there's clearly a strong need for and interest in data. That was made clear by how many attendees came to the afternoon concurrent data session. We had like 107 people. And then I think we had at a morning session, just focusing on food service. We had on measuring reduce, we had over 70 people in there. And so again, I think Jackie from Re-Fed said it really well. Data is only as valuable as the actions it can lead to. So we can't just be data hounds and data geeks, just collecting the data because it's, you know, mandatory for reporting, but it really needs to be used as an important indicator of what must be tackled, as well as consider the opportunity that the data shows that are presented. We have these great opportunities that data can show us. And that means, you know, improving operations and opening up entrepreneurial ventures, pushing policies and laws, and of course, always looking upstream so we don't have to rely on recycling as our major cleanup strategy. So really, you know, getting reduce, reuse, and repair all the way up to the top, and basically showing that, you know, putting into financial terms. Your data can help you put it into financial savings, because money talks, but saving money screams. So I really am supporting what everyone is doing to have to keep showing after all of these years that it makes sense, and that we have to do it, and we have to have data, because, you know, people won't believe it until they see it. But so I'm really impressed by how well data is being collected and the efforts for it to make it easier and easier. And in some of these programs, it's free. These collections, it's just like open source free. So wonderful. So that's what I walked away with from today.
Fabulous. And I've seen a lot, how are we going to get together? How are we going to continue networking? So True will collaborate with Zero Waste USA and many of our other partners and make sure that, number one, you have all the existing networking opportunities that are already out there, the groups. You can, you know, I encourage people to get involved in their local USGBC community chapter. Those are really great, amazing places to join. We have one or two in every single state. In California, I think we have 6 or 7 chapters. So I definitely engage with that community. There's the Green Yes listserv. And then I'll just say, you know, what I'm really excited about is 2 things. Number one, that we are expediting our change in language, and that it's so acceptable and it's common, it's in our schools, you know, circularity, closed loop. People, you know, are talking about all the other R's. We forget about all the other R's, the rethink, the repair, the remanufacture, the redesign. So I encourage you to really expand your R's. And then the innovation. All of our speakers are pioneers and innovators, and it's happening very quickly. So we're going from one level to the next. So, you know, really great opportunity to expedite it. And we need IT, you know, we need apps, we need gaming, we need software to get this done. And then also the amount of jobs that are out there. So we did post the EPA, the GSA, and the transportation quality people. I think many of the companies that participated and presented have jobs available. So please get the word out to everybody that there is a lot happening, and to get started with that. So sorry, voice is breaking up. I might just be a little tired. I want to thank our sponsors again. Without them, this couldn't have been possible. I want to thank Ruth and her whole team at Zero Waste USA, all the incredible volunteers, our moderators, and of course, all of you participants. We couldn't do this without you, and we need to move forward with you. So please let us know how we can best support you. And with that, we are going to hand it back over to Ruth, and Ruth is going to tell us how we can go enjoy more networking and a happy hour. So just thank you again, and wishing you a very zero waste holiday and season, and that it's very joyful. Ruth?
I'm going to say everyone should you should copy and paste this chat because you can. It's copyable and pasteable, and I would put it in a document because there's so many resources in it, and from the main stage following the last concurrent breakout sessions.